So
My dad. I can't necessarily knock it too much. You know, he wanted to be a hero too. He wanted to be down with the set. He wanted to roll with the gang. I mean, go ahead though.
so Gene holds back Scott's optic blast so that Cable can see his eyes and say, "Hey, you got good eyes. They're yours now." And basically, they say it's time to go.
For a second, I thought they was going to pull an Obito, and now Cable could do optic blast. For a second, I thought they was going to do that.
There, no, that happened to Cyclops. Never mind. Um, so basically, it cuts back to Asteroid M. The team loses their collective shit on this asteroid to an epic singing version of the X-Men theme song. It was the most beautiful sequence I could see in the world. So Scott, who already had a little bit of tears welling up in his eyes, literally takes the mask off and goes full on
Mm-hmm.
100% optic blast on this fucking reactor or whatever that shit was. You had Rogue literally trying to push the asteroid back. You had Storm and
Using
Jean
her.
basically Storm using her wind, Jean
Mm-hmm.
using her telekinesis trying to slow this thing down. Beast diverting power to different areas. Like, yo, the team lost they all entire shit. And here we go again with Logan. Morph decides I'm going to turn into Jean.
I can't. I'm,
I'm like, why do y'all keep fucking with this man?
I've been going back and forth with if I'm gonna say this or not, but I'm gonna say it.
Morph,
Yes,
go ahead.
yes. That it. Okay, I understand what the show writers were doing, and there's nothing wrong with equality, having representation for every group. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. But my problem comes in when you force feed shit. And I'm not saying that because now they're trying to make Morph into I don't even know if he's just straight up gay or bisexual, like, or do he
He's
just have these
fluid.
feelings for Logan? All right, fine. If he's fluid. Now I do know that they said that he was genderless or something like that.
Yeah,
I
fluid.
forget. Yeah, cool. So if that's the
Because
case,
him and God damn it, what's that girl's name? The shapeshifter, Nightcrawler's mother.
Mystique,
Well, mother in the anime or in the cartoon, father
yeah,
in the comics.
yeah,
She's genderless too. Like
right.
basically, shapeshifters are genderless.
Which is fine. So in that aspect, so now when was that established? Not saying that is genderless, but
As far as the term
you know
genderless or
what?
fluid, that's kind of recent,
That's
but they've
new.
always
Yeah, but
been in their own.
yeah.
They've
You
always
know
been in
what?
their own lane.
You know what? Yeah, no, that makes sense now.
That's the only. No, don't get me wrong.
That makes sense now.
I get where you're going. I can morph his character. I'm okay with that. What I would not be okay with is if they made Logan reciprocate.
Mm-hmm.
That I would have not been okay with.
Yeah, and what they're doing now with Morph, I get it now. Okay, so my no issue. I get it. I get it.
See, Morph I'm okay with. It's just when you start changing other characters, but Morph he's a shapeshifter. You can do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True, true.
I'm trying to get his shape shifted.
He trying to get his stick dipped.
Dell trying not to die. Go on and die, bitch.
I will not fall.
Yeah,
Oh,
wordplay, nigga.
so now,
Yeah,
so now we cut back to Manhattan. Pretty much the news is talking about the asteroid that's on its way to the East Coast. Everybody's panicking now. I don't know why we looting because we all about to die, but hey,
did
whatever.
you peep what the fucking news reporter said about
What did
how
the
the
news reporter
missiles they
say?
sent trying to stop the asteroid didn't work?
Oh, how they changed the news?
Nigga.
Y'all caused the bitch to fail. Now it's the missiles we sent to intercept it failed. Bitch.
I'm sorry. Last time I saw that shit, it wasn't moving. That shit was chilling right there next to the moon, and now all of a sudden it's falling after y'all shot the rockets. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is the part that this is another thing I kind of had a problem with, unless they explain this at some point. But we actually see Peter Parker with Mary Jane and Flash Thompson walking in the background. Where the fuck did you find Mary Jane?
And
When
talking
did you
about this,
find Mary Jane?
we was literally just talking about this.
You know it's legal in New York now, right?
That man is good with his one-liners. You don't get it? He said Mary Jane. He's good with his.
You saw me
He's-
you saw me.
Yeah.
It took
Yeah,
me a second.
registered.
It took me a second.
Yeah,
It took me a
he's throwing
second.
jabs very subtly and going back to his
This-
dipstick. He's he get a little sweetness, throw a jab and go back to the sweetness, and then throw another
Is it-
jab. He's
is it sweet enough for your boy?
little sweet.
Okay, you can have that one.
Yeah.
Oh shit! What happened to that little motherfucker?
I don't know, but I'm mad because that was my
Oh
little nigga.
god,
Right there. I
that
love
was
those Dr. Pepper commercials.
yo. Oh god. Oh god. So you got Nightcrawler praying in the jet with Xavier and Charles, just still knocked out. So basically, we're back in Magneto's mind. We come up from underneath the waters and hold on to a table. He's still trying to get Magneto to get his damn life together right now.
You mean Jack and Rose?
I was
Pretty
thinking
much.
the same thing.
You know what?
The
Pretty
exact
much.
same thing.
But Charles defines what found family is, and that family is worth fighting for. And basically, he realizes who he is, Eric Magnus Lyncher. You're Charles Xavier, but Xavier is like, who are you, or who was the other person? What was your other name? The person you was meant to be. What's up, Dalen?
I was gonna say, Charles over here, Magnus. There's nothing more important than family.
Oh, his Toretto shit, yeah. It's better than him being on Magnus. Because I'm telling you, this episode was wicked. The shit that they was trying to pull, man. I don't know what they was trying to say here, but they made it seem like Magnus and Charles was on some Ren and Stimpy.
We
Ren
were
shit.
our brothers.
Yeah, okay. Puffy.
You're the pitcher, I'm the catcher.
You're the Kool-Aid, I'm the sugar.
Dog. Xavier was he was teetering that line. He was teetering that line. But Magneto or Eric remembers that Magneto is what's needed. I'm not even gonna front. That next scene, him coming up out the jet, Magneto lives. That shit was epic. That shit was epic.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
So now the missiles that you sent to supposedly catch the falling asteroid you caught the shit. You made it fall. It's now close enough where you can see the X-Men and Magneto save everybody. Everybody can just look up and see it. Y'all call some shit, the mutant saved you.
Again.
But Magneto pulls the asteroid back into space. Everything, all is well. Happy faces. We decide to all fly back up to the asteroid, and it goes ahead and disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Did you touch on the fact that Bastion dead?
Bastion's dead. Yeah, he jumped out into the nothing with a flash of light. I don't think he's dead, and we're going to go into that.
Okay, yeah.
But we cut to 6 months later, and they called it E-Day. The X-Men are still missing. We're outside of the X mansion. Chains are shaped in the X. It's chain closed in the X. Nice little memorials and stuff out there. But basically, Bishop shows up to Forge. And did y'all realize Forge was that quick of a draw?
Yes, nigga.
Like
yes, that I knew.
Like,
that
damn.
Look, man, the nigga make guns. You think he don't use them shits and he was a soldier? Come on, man. Don't sleep on Forge.
That man, but long story short, Bishop said, hey, this ain't our first rodeo with the X-Men being dead. It's not a matter of where they are, it's when. They've been lost. Somebody pulled them through time, and now we got to go save them. So you cut to pretty much the team in two different places. You have Logan, Morph, Storm, Cyclops, and Jean in 3960 AD. I actually looked that up. It's actually in a tweet. They're in the far future. Meanwhile, it was 3960 AD.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you got Xavier, Magneto, Beast, Rogue, Nightcrawler. They're all in 3000 BC. So pretty much the commonality with both of these places is they are in Egypt in both areas, and the team in the far past, they actually end up saving a young Apocalypse.
Before he became Apocalypse, basically.
Yep, before he full on became Apocalypse. Meanwhile, in the future, where it pretty much only shows you Scott and Jean, but they meet Rachel Summers. Well, she called herself Mother Ascani, but that's actually Rachel Summers. So if we backpedal a little bit, this series retcon Cable's beginnings. They sent him into the future with Bishop. That didn't happen in the comics. In the comics, Rachel came and got him and took him into the future. So basically, this is another timeline where he ended up with Rachel Summers because Nathan comes out and says, "Hey, we don't. I don't sense a reason to be scared of him." Now, during that same storyline, Rachel actually did bring Scott and Jean's consciousness into the future to raise Nathan for a while. She did do that in the comics. So I love the fact that we're getting all these different storylines. We're getting new stories out of them. You also get the end credit scene after the initial credits go off and they do all the characters' bios.
You do know this is what I mean. I say he was right.
Who?
Me.
You were right?
He is me. Yes, I was talking about myself in third person. He was right. Me.
About?
I was right. Keep going.
So basically, end credit scene, you have Apocalypse at present day Genosha. He digs up a pile of dirt, and when the dirt brushes off his hands, what was it, Los?
Queen of Hearts. My man Remy about to be the Apocalypse Horseman of Death. I was right.
That's going to be interesting.
So that literally wrapped up season 1 of X-Men 97, and pretty much the things that they kind of left us on. So the whole Fatal Attraction storyline, and basically Wolverine getting the adamantium ripped out. Xavier in the comics, Xavier just loses it and wipes at Magneto's mind, but basically absorbed part of it. Meanwhile, in here, basically they kept foreshadowing both their minds collapsing and all of that, but they both swam in Magneto's despair and whatever else that water represented. So I really think Onslaught is going to be a bad guy next season, or at least come in at the end of the season. They'll probably still keep doing seeds, but I feel like we're going to get Onslaught.
Okay.
I feel like we're going to get Messiah Complex because they have to move. When they finally get back, they're not going to go. I don't think they're going to go back to the mansion. I think they're either going to stay in Muir Island or go to Genosha. And basically it'll do the Messiah Complex storyline where Hope Summers is born. I feel like that's going to happen because we're already going that direction. And I think we're going to get something Second Coming because we've already seen Bastion's final form from Second Coming during this season. And that's when Hope Summers actually completely defeats Bastion, which after that leads into Avengers versus X-Men. So,
Which
but I don't think we're
open too.
No, I don't think we're going to get that until like season 3 or season 4. We still got to work our way to that.
But I feel like they left that door open with introducing Iron Man next to Steve.
They're establishing that all these characters, and they better do something with all these fucking cameos we got.
Man,
they're establishing all these. Dog.
Cloak and Dagger, nigga.
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger.
Oh, the street level heroes. I'm surprised they ain't throw Luke Cage out there, honestly. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Out, man. I'm pretty sure he's gonna show up. But next season, I really think Apocalypse is going to be just pretty much the major big bad. I really believe on that one. I think. and I forgot the storyline. It was, but basically, Logan ended up with Apocalypse. Apocalypse
Yep.
said, "Hey,
I could get
you
your
fight, you
adamantium
fight,
back
you fight Sabretooth. Whoever wins, get the adamantium." He beat
out
Sabretooth
of Sabretooth, though.
and took the shit out of Sabretooth. I
Yeah,
was just like,
down.
God damn.
That's the I
So
believe that's
I
the
think
Feral Wolverine storyline, because since he don't have his adamantium, he's supposed to revert back to his feral state
so. I
eventually.
So I really believe that we see we're going to get Gambit as a horseman. We're going to get Wolverine as a horseman, but he's probably going to be Wrath instead of Death because he was Death in the comics. I can see him
Nah, I
being
thought
Wrath.
Gambit was death.
Gambit's Death. I'm talking about Wolverine. Wolverine was a
Yeah,
horseman
supposed
too.
to yeah, Wrath, nigga, like you said. I
Yeah,
thought he
but
was
in the comics, Wolverine was Death at one time too.
Oh, I
So
didn't
I can
know.
see him being moved to Wrath, but that leaves who's the other two horsemen? Unless we haven't seen Archangel.
Rogue.
Do you think Archangel went back?
Interesting.
You know what? Just off of the fact that Archangel is like one of his most synonymous horsemen to Apocalypse, I feel like they have to bring him. Like, even if he
He has to come
debuts,
back.
yeah, he has to. But go ahead, though.
Well, now since you're here, what's your final thoughts on this?
It was a great, like you touched on, basically. It was a great way to end a series because you left so much opportunity open going forward. You know, we know for a fact that we got 2 more seasons, I believe, but they fired the writer for the 3rd season. The guy who did the first 2. Is
Yeah,
that what happened? I believe so.
So
that's
he
the
did,
rumor.
Hopefully,
I
he
don't
did
know
the
if
first.
anybody really knows.
From
he
what I
did the first
understand,
what?
he did the first 2 seasons already and then got fired.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So we're gonna
Okay, yeah.
get his work for next season,
Yep.
but this season finale left the door open for so much that the show would really have to go past 2 seasons. And once we get into that 3rd season, will the quality drop because we don't have him at the helm
And I
anymore?
and I think they booked it for up to 4 seasons, didn't they, Dela?
I thought it was
I
just
think
2
so.
more.
I think it was 4 seasons.
I think they got it up. They ran it up to 4 since the success of this season or this
Yeah.
one. Nigga, 10 episodes. These niggas was like, yeah, book it for 4 seasons.
Yeah. Well, outside of the possibility of what they could drop the ball doing in the future, they really they knocked it out the park with this season. This series come back, the idea, I don't know who the fuck came up with it, but thank you. For every 80s baby, 90s kid that grew up watching this shit, like, thank you. You have no idea how good this is. And they really stuck with the continuity of the show that we
Nigga.
had back then and just expanded.
Right.
Like, so the reason why I'm talking about this season as a whole is because since this is the season finale, I don't want to just dwell on this one episode.
Mhm.
You know, my final conclusion would be, since, and this essentially is our last episode until we get a whole new season, I would say as a whole, this shit gave me blue balls. I want so much more and I can't get it right now. And I don't know when I'm gonna get it again. Like, I feel like, you know how these rappers be making songs about how they meet a chick on the road and they in a whole different state and they can't wait to go back to this bitch because she was just this. Like, that's my feeling right now. I needs this back. So
Yeah.
I know ain't no way in the world nobody in the higher ups of Marvel was watching this, but motherfucker, speed up. Like, nigga, give me my shit. Don't make me start dropping Batista memes in front of your fucking door. Nigga, give me what I want. Give me. Nigga, I will drop all the Batista memes, but definitely a home run for me. I have no complaints. Not one.
What you got, Dalen?
As far as season finales go, I was vastly impressed. Cliffhangers, references, Easter eggs, cameos. It had it all for me. Can't complain about
Matt
it.
Murdock, dog.
Matt Murdock,
Had
dog.
Peter and Matt. Like, oh my
Peter.
God.
It had Peter and Matt and Cloak and Dagger. Come on, man.
Nigga.
And Omega Red. And
his
he's
what?
loose. He
And
is
my
loose.
And my thick
No.
ass goddess Psylocke. Oh, I love Psylocke.
Wait a minute. So the blue area of the moon where Rogue was fighting Bastion,
Bastion.
they drew her. Her ass came back.
Yeah. 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 I don't know who
Somebody-
idea it was to make it slim, but you fucked up.
Oh, it came back.
Shit. Oh, but
It came
Psylocke.
back.
Oh, they show Psylocke. I love it. I love it. Go ahead, bro. Sorry to interrupt you.
No. Y'all good. But that was it. That was a top tier season finale episode. No complaints.
Dog, this season as a whole
Overall,
has been just rock solid. Oh, they literally, I forgot my man's name that actually produced the show, but it's almost like he was a 90s kid and he had to do
Feige?
it. No, not Feige.
Oh.
My man that got let
They
go,
got-
left,
yeah,
fired,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I forgot his name just that quick, but he did it so much justice. He didn't do like the Fox properties where they wanted to shy away from the material or nothing like that. He full on leaned into the skid. He embraced it, and he continued from that continuity without having
Bo
to.
DeMayo.
Yep,
The
Bo
man name
DeMayo.
is Bo DeMayo. I just think we need to put respect on his name. That's the only reason.
Nah,
Juju did
real
to put it
talk.
out there. Bo
Real talk.
DeMayo.
He did his absolute thing with this, and the fact that again, you pulled from the comic book continuity using the 90s cartoon continuity, and then turned around and gave us new stories out of old material. We had ideas, but we did not know what was coming, and we kept coming back every week, like literally coming. This next Wednesday, I'm not even gonna know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, no, I was saying
Like-
thinking the same thing.
Until this shit come back, I gotta find something new to do on Wednesdays. Like
Yeah, and
this
the playoffs is ending soon, so I'm like, oh, my sports is going.
This was completely rock solid, hands down. Like I very rarely gush over something like this, but yo, this season 1 was a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
As a
definitely.
whole,
As a whole, yeah.
Absolutely.
it was solid.
Even
I
character.
had no
How
doubt
do you
on it.
how do you give us character development on characters that's already established?
Right.
Like, are you kidding me? Like that
You
was the
not
beauty
only-
of this.
You not only satisfied again all us 90s kids, but you literally sucked in a new generation as well.
Fam,
like,
you actually
Bo DeMayo,
you gave corny characters quote unquote riz is what these young kids say nowadays.
Bo DeMayo literally revitalized the X-Men.
He changed
I believe
the
he
perception of
revitalized that
Cyclops.
franchise. Right.
Like, come on. The hater over here,
I hated him in the 90s joint. I can't hate him no more.
he's not that. He made Nightcrawler the most prolific motherfucker. Nightcrawler is Malcolm X and a Southern minister wrapped in one. And Malcolm X was a Southern minister. Like, the fuck. This shit is crazy. It was so good. So good.
Definitely.
I cannot wait for season 2 whenever they decide to go ahead and release it to us. And I'm just here for it. Like basically the X-Men are back.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
I need a Spider-Man.
Now, also, I want to thank you folks that have been on this journey with us for this season. Please definitely hash your comments out in the or hash it out in the comments. Let us know what you think. Next predictions for next season. Whatever we may have missed from this season, whatever I might have been wrong on or anybody been wrong on, go ahead and hash that out in the comments. Like, subscribe, share. Again, thank y'all for joining us on this journey, these 10 episodes. We appreciate it all.
We'll be back.
Yeah, we got a
And what-
trap or something else for you.
I'm gonna go ahead and put these in a playlist on YouTube so y'all can watch them back to back or however you want to do it. But again, thank y'all for joining us on this journey. Y'all have a good night. We out.